From News 19, I'm meteorologist Daniel Bonds. We're under a News 19 weather impact alert day because we're still tracking Tropical Storm Debby. We just got information, at least the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. We'll show you that in just a second, but here's still the main impacts that you want to keep in mind. Still do believe there's going to be some heavier rain moving into parts of the Midlands this afternoon through the overnight hours into early parts of your Thursday. And the impact, flash flooding will be possible. So once again, you want to pay close attention to the weather around you. Wherever you're going to be around the Midlands, pay attention to the weather because things can change pretty quickly because we do expect some at least heavy downpours that could lead to some flooding once again. Tropical Storm Debby still moving very slowly, and so we still do expect more heavy rainfall for this afternoon, this evening, into the overnight hours and then early parts of Thursday. By the time we get to Thursday afternoon, especially late in the day on Thursday, these rain chances will start to decrease and our weather will start to improve. And if we do have those flooding rains, could have impassable roads. So those are several things you need to pay attention to. Never drive or walk through flooded areas. Have a plan in place just in case. If you're told to evacuate, do it immediately. Stay away from down power lines and avoid contact with flood waters because those flood waters can be contaminated. So you do want to stay away from those flood waters. Here's some of the rainfall totals we've gotten so far from at least the Midlands, some of the higher rainfall totals. Cope over 7 inches, Holly Hill 6 3/4 of an inch, over 6 inches in Congaree National Park, North nearly 6 inches for Swansea, over 5 inches in Somerton, Manning and Sumter, all picking up over 4 inches of rain. Do expect to be adding on to those totals later today. Record rainfall occurred at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport, 3 14/100 of an inch. Beat the old record of 2 58/100. That was set back in 1987. Some rainfall totals yesterday. You'll notice up towards Newberry, Winsboro, even Camden, kind of low amounts of rain. You have the higher amounts basically along and south of I-20. Here is the 11 o'clock advisory for Tropical Storm Debby from the National Hurricane Center. It's gained a little bit of strength. Now has winds of 60 miles per hour with gusts up to 70, moving towards the northeast at about 5 miles per hour. So it is moving a little bit faster than it was at 8 o'clock this morning. National Hurricane Center is indicating there could be a little bit of a re-strengthening before it makes landfall, but they're not expecting significant strengthening, but still something to kind of watch for as we continue to move through the rest of your Wednesday. So it is moving towards the northeast, expected to move more towards the north, and then as it makes landfall, looks like late tonight or early tomorrow morning, it'll start to pick up some speed, some forward momentum, and then as we go into early parts of Friday, it's a tropical depression at that point up towards Virginia. You know, it's making landfall, it looks like late tonight or early tomorrow morning, somewhere along the South Carolina coast, Charleston County, maybe Georgetown County, so that's something we'll have to watch for. The spaghetti model's in pretty good agreement, and you'll notice the cone of uncertainty tightening up a little bit. So that uncertainty is shrinking. Here's the official track in red. Spaghetti plots pretty much in line with that for the most part, moving this thing a little bit more towards the north and then eventually towards the north and east pretty quickly as we go into Friday. Water vapor imagery shows some dry air that moved in earlier today. That helped keep the rain, at least this morning, down a little bit, but as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, these rain chances will start to increase. So here's our forecast model. A little bit of a wider view shows that spin in the atmosphere, rain moving into parts of South Carolina and the Midlands. That's early Thursday morning. Heavy downpours, certainly an issue, some flooding possibilities, but as we go into Thursday night, as Debby continues to move on out, we'll get a little bit of sunshine on Friday, it looks like, so our weather will improve a lot by Friday. Here's our forecast, at least a little bit of a closer look at the forecast. This is 3 o'clock this afternoon, still have a few showers out there. You'll notice those showers start to increase, especially later this evening and tonight. This is midnight. Heavy downpours possible, especially in the eastern and southern half of the Midlands. 3 o'clock Thursday morning, more heavy downpours, basically along I-77 and just east of I-77 at that point. Thursday morning, more heavy rain, some bands of heavier showers. And that really is going to determine how much rain people get. If one of these heavier bands comes over your house, you may get a lot of rain, while some people a mile or two away may not get nearly as much. Thursday afternoon, still some rain out there as the storm system rotates and continues to move generally towards the north. 6 o'clock Thursday evening, the big thing you'll notice, just a few isolated showers around. 9 o'clock, a few isolated showers. And then as we look ahead towards Friday morning, clearing conditions. So right now we do have some clouds in the forecast for Friday. May have to take those clouds out and just go mostly sunny. European forecast model showing the rain on Thursday with drying conditions on Friday. The American model shows that slight chance for a little bit of rain Friday, but do believe daylight hours of Friday should be dry. So that is certainly great news there. Our in-house forecast model still shows a lot of rain for the eastern and southern half of the Midlands, at least parts of the southern half, especially over towards Clarendon County, possibly Sumter County and Lee County, maybe some higher amounts up towards Camden and Winsboro as well. Over in the western half of the Midlands, not a lot of rain expected. But with our forecast model, it's kind of in line with the Weather Prediction Center's current forecast of 4 to 5 more inches. This would be additional inches in the eastern half of the Midlands, 3 to 4 in this kind of red color, and then that darker red, 2 to 3 inches of rain is expected. The flash flood watch does continue until early Friday morning for the majority of the Midlands, with the exception of Newberry and Saluda counties. The rest of us are in that flash flood watch. We're also going to have to pay attention to river flood warnings. I already have those in place for the Wateree, the Congaree, and the North Fork Edisto in Orangeburg County. A little bit of a wider view for our forecast model showing higher amounts of rain in the southern and eastern half of the Midlands over towards the PD, even over towards the Grand Strand, even additional possibly 6 inches of rain or so down in Charleston. And once again, that lines up pretty well with the Weather Prediction Center's forecast, 5 to 7 inches PD over towards the Grand Strand. Get a little bit closer to the Midlands and the eastern half of the Midlands, 4 to 5 inches. The farther you go towards the north and the west, those rainfall opportunities drop off. A little bit of a wider view, or even wider view, shows heavy rain still expected for parts of North Carolina. And so that rain does have to go somewhere, so we do expect those rivers to continue to rise. Excessive rainfall risk for today, eastern half of the Midlands towards the PD and the coastal region. For tomorrow, it shifts a little bit more towards the north and east as we head into Friday. Low risk at this point for excessive rainfall, and not expecting any kind of excessive rainfall risk for Saturday. Flood watch does continue for the majority of the Palmetto State. As we mentioned earlier, it does exclude Saluda and Newberry counties. The tropical storm warning still in effect for the low country of South Carolina. And it looks like the storm surge watch has been discontinued. It was in effect for the Grand Strand, but it looks like it has been discontinued. As far as the winds are concerned, we've been saying this all along, this is mainly a rain event, but there is that small chance we could have some tropical storm force winds in the extreme eastern part of the Midlands. You notice the risk here, these risk numbers are from the National Hurricane Center. So there is that small risk. As you would expect, the higher risk for tropical storm winds are along the coastal region of South Carolina. So pretty likely in those areas where the tropical storm warning is in effect. As far as our temperatures are concerned, we'll say low to maybe mid 80s across the Midlands. That's one good thing with the clouds and rain in place. Temperatures are a little bit below normal. Rain continues tonight with low temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Here's our 7-day forecast. We still do have the News 19 weather impact alert day for tomorrow because of the heavy rainfall, especially tomorrow morning and early tomorrow afternoon. Our weather does improve on Thursday as the clouds move on out. Small chance for rain maybe early in the day. Pop-up shower or thunderstorms going to be possible both Saturday and Sunday. That'll be more of your typical summertime-like pattern. If you are going to be heading to the coast, there is that high risk for dangerous and potentially life-threatening rip currents. So you do want to check with the local beach patrol and just be safe if you're going to be heading to the beach with those rip current risk pretty high over the next few days. The weekend, Myrtle Beach looking pretty good. Scattered showers and storms. That's a typical beach day, or at least beach weekend. High temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s for Charleston as well, with a few hit or miss showers and storms. Upstate, pretty quiet weather with the chance for rain tomorrow, but dry weather over the weekend with temperatures returning to the upper 80s and low 90s. 4 named storms so far. Debby, our latest named storm, it was a hurricane when it made its first landfall. It was a Category 1 storm when it made landfall. Right now it is just a tropical storm, but still going to cause some impacts for us here in South Carolina. Small chance for this system to develop over the next 7 days as it moves towards Central America and then across the Yucatan Peninsula into the Bay of Campeche. So small chance that could develop into something. 8 to 14 days out, near normal conditions, at least temperature-wise, for most of South Carolina, with the exception of the PD over towards the Grand Strand, possibly a little cooler than normal. And our 8 to 14 day precipitation forecast looks like we'll be pretty close to normal across South Carolina. We're only 24 days away from college football. Hard to believe. Labor Day 26 days away and the fall equinox 46 days away. And if you're really looking ahead, 85 days away from Halloween. And you can always follow me on these social media outlets. But we're going to continue to track Tropical Storm Debby and bring you more updates on air and online. Have a great day.